Yo, it's your boy Icon. We back at it again with another iconic stream. This one is more iconic than usual. It's the start of the podcast. We're gonna call it the Big Three. You know, I got you. We got my boy Tempest. We got my boy Ryu. Y'all say what's up, G?
Yo, did
What's
this
up?
person just?
Maybe one at a time.
Glad we did.
We did.
Dog, bro, I'm tripping. Then I'm way beyond tripping. Then, but anywho, let me just go ahead and go over this little topic for y'all. So pretty much the Big Three podcast is gonna be in this thing just talking about just about anything. We'll talk about some video games. We're gonna talk about some anime, comic books, anything Marvel, DC related, theories, and all that good stuff. No matter how absurd it may sound, but either way it go. And at the end of each string, well, at the end of each topic of discussion, we'll open up the discussion to the audience and we'll talk about things they want to talk about for a little while. Any ideas you guys have about it. And just pretty much have an all-around good time. You see we got the gameplay in the background because that's what we do around here. I mean, it will be a Twitch stream without our gameplay. So, without further ado, anything y'all like to say before we get started?
Um, Follow my Twitter. It is Twitch 2 underscore Tempest. Yeah,
Don't
that's
take
about it.
whatever we say as we think it's fact. This is us
So close
just
to perfection.
crafting and us just basically making our own theories. So don't don't murder us.
That
Be like,
too.
ooh, that's loud.
What's loud?
Like I didn't hear that. Cool, perfection. 'Cause my drum was on. I'm loud, but like we don't murder us. Don't like be like, oh no, you're wrong. Blah, 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 blah. Don't do that, please. Please and thank you.
Yeah, this is all for fun and entertainment. We don't take nothing at face
Cause
value unless, like I said, a theory is a theory. And ideas is just ideas. And we all can
please do not take
respect
our word as
everybody's
facts.
ideas. I mean, I'm not the producer or nothing. I just watch their movies.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're not like tied into any. So best believe if we call something and y'all come back to the stream and be like, you guys got it right. You guys must be in code with Marvel. Don't believe that. Why, why
Nah, that.
would why would Marvel induce because small people like us?
Hey, look, bro. Like, just put it
It
like
could
that.
happen.
It can
It's
happen,
not,
not
though,
yet,
but
but
it
it ain't.
could.
This ain't happening yet. That's all I'm saying.
You want to fight? It's your lucky day.
But, I mean, we'll get there one day. Like for sure, we gonna get there one day. We ain't got a choice but to get there one day, you know.
Oh what?
And
It's not
God
fun
bless.
getting beat up? We'll sit with that for a while.
Well, dang, Spider-Man, you disrespectful. But y'all see, I got the Spider-Man in the background as I try to get all the suits on my personal, not the one I was streaming for y'all. But y'all ready to get started? Any further
Uh,
boats and ados?
Shoot.
Alright, for sure. Well, like I said, I got the list going on. Here we go talk about a few things. Some keep it simple for the very first one. And like I said, we're gonna be starting with the Hawkeye trailer that was released a little while ago. Initial thoughts about it. What did y'all think of it?
I'm touched by your devotion to your friends.
Um,
Well, you
Can't
end up
go
in the same
first.
cell
You know,
block.
speak tomorrow.
I like how it, of course, takes place after Endgame. You know, like a continuation of like his life and what happened afterwards. I do like that. That is like a nice little touch. Seems more on the kid-friendly side of things, you know, from what we usually see.
It is a Disney movies, Disney thing, so makes sense.
But it has a nice feel to it. Plus, it gives off the Christmas. Oh, that's a storm. It gives off the Christmas vibe, you know, like how we always, you know, because it's around the holidays. Why not? So I do like that. Um, yeah, this storm is on my head right now.
Don't you
Alright,
guys
cool.
watch horror movies? It's kind of sweet how they tried to save
And
their friends.
Well,
I mean, not so
Just
sweet how
from
we
what
killed them.
from what I was watching, not gonna lie, when I first looked at the what's it called it, the thumbnail for it, I thought that was his daughter, and it was going to be like how they did in the comic books, where she took up his role as the next like Hawkeye and stuff, and everything. But no, that's a completely different person.
Gotta hurry
I'm
and
like, I was
defuse
like,
those
wait,
bombs.
yeah.
yeah,
like
that threw
who
me
is it?
off as well. To see that the next Hawkeye is not going to be. Oh yeah, spoiler warning for those inside the chat. Uh, if you have not seen the Hawkeye trailer just yet, that's what we're talking about. But the new
Okay,
Hawkeye
took care
is
of
not
that
going to
one.
be his daughter. It's what I originally thought it was going to be, considering he quite literally called her Hawkeye in the beginning of Marvel Avengers Endgame. He literally called her Hawkeye, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, bet it up." And then they just pulled a Uno reverse card on us.
Like you thought?
I mean, it's not their first. It's not Marvel's first time doing that to keep people off their stench. Think about when the Infinity War trailer came out, when we were promised to see a Hulk, and we never seen one.
True.
Yeah, that was saddening.
I'm like, ain't no. I'm like, where Hulk go? I'm like, like
I mean, we
I
kind of did
knew,
see, we kind of saw Hulk, but it wasn't,
Boom goes
man.
the
We seen
dynamite.
Hulk
It
pop up.
wasn't really Hulk though. Please don't. I just landed.
We
Please
seen a
don't.
Hulk Buster for sure.
true.
Yeah. You've seen the Hulk's Buster. Oh my gosh. Was
And
that
Wish
loud
I'd
on
done
your
that
ear?
well in school.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I cannot really hear that.
Alright, cool.
All right, cool. So yeah, so my initial thoughts with the trailer, I really did enjoy the Christmas aspect of the trailer. It's just adorable. It's about family. It's about all that good stuff that that makes you warm and cuddly inside. And I really did enjoy that because Marvel has been really leaning more in towards the family aspect for these family movies. And just like I just recently watched the Black Widow movie. It just recently became free on Disney Plus, so I recommend you give it a shout out to it. But I recommend you go ahead and check that out. It's a movie that a lot of people don't talk about because it's not what they expected. But what they really should have expected, that movie was more about family than anything. But moving
Most reason
on,
why, I'm sorry, but most reason why it's now like family or kid friendly is you can say it's as a critique, but most people are like, oh well, Disney has now made Marvel, go a little soft with how they present their stuff, but they kind of have to because they have to market to the younger kids in the audience and everything. It's not
Well,
just it's not just the crazy fans, people who in there basically since the beginning and watch the entire thing go down.
fun fact about the Black Widow movie. It was actually never supposed to be on Disney Plus in the first place.
yeah, I actually
Oh
did see
really?
that ScarJo sued about that because they released it really early, and she lost 50 mil over it.
What?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't even supposed to be on Disney Plus, like at all. That's so like that
That's
like
news to me.
yeah, so like it being on there shouldn't have been a thing, period. So I can see why people are like kind of like upset about it. I mean, because I would be too. Because I heard that it was supposed to be completely different it was of what was shown.
I
I
can tell.
I would say I personally haven't watched it due to
I
that
haven't seen it
fact.
either. I haven't seen it either. I want to like do like a freaking marathon of like catching up on like I've not watched the entire thing of um Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I have not seen Loki.
I
Um
haven't seen Loki either, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that's good.
Well,
I want to see
Definitely
y'all,
gonna
that
watch.
take all
y'all
that.
really need to step y'all game up. I can't be the only one that's caught up on all the stuff,
Hey,
bruh.
listen. I get off work, take a break from work, then best believe on my freaking 3-day weekend, I'm watching To
I'm gonna
watch
say, I'm like, don't use working as an excuse, bro. We be on a game till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, my cheater.
Hey, listen.
Actual.
Y'all want to pay for my subscription?
It's $7 a month.
Or a
Shoot.
Disney Plus?
Yeah, it's like $6, $7 a month, bro.
I thought it was more than that.
No, you probably heard about the bundle. The bundle goes if you pay 14 or $15 a month, you actually get Hulu included, as well as ESPN Plus, in which I'm going to be upgrading soon because you know the NBA season is underway and I need to catch up on these games. So you get 3 services for $15.
Eh.
So yeah, Disney Plus not really a crazy. If you can pay for Netflix, you can for sure pay for Disney Plus.
I don't have either. I actually don't have a single streaming platform myself.
I feel it.
The only streaming platform that I think I technically have is something that my brother has, and that's he has HBO Max. And oh wait, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta go tell my nephew it's bedtime. I continue talking. I shouldn't be
All right,
for a
bet.
minute.
But well, why is it just me and you in here? Let's talk about a question I was really curious about of why it's taking place during Christmas time. I'm like, obviously the means that's like, is this like the main timeline or is a specific reason this is taking place during Christmas time?
And back to
I'm pretty sure it's not, but also this is also what I was saying where I feel like Marvel in this one is going to be leaning so heavy onto family because what is Christmas family time, and quite literally he says in the trailer, I'm trying to make up for lost time. And of course, their perception of time is going to be way different than his because he lost 5 years with them versus them losing just what? Barely. They just kind of just popped.
Here.
Yeah, they disappeared and then randomly reappeared. And then, as Clint Barton being a military man himself, and me, I had a military mother, your family can be away for a very, very long time. So it's almost like y'all do barely get to see them. And it's good to see that he's going to make up for lost time for that.
Yeah, I do like that aspect of that's a rampage. I think I'm gonna take it. But I do like that fact though about how they did that. That is nice.
Yeah, for sure. Because like I said, this like Marvel has really been trying to lean into that aspect. That's why I said I was really upset nobody was talking about the Black Widow movie. Because when you watch it, and we'll probably talk about it in the next podcast, of how deeply family was featured in this movie. That was the point, and people missed the point, as they normally do. No disrespect to them.
Yeah, I just really heard about it like it was supposed to be more like fight actiony, you know, like you know, like Avengers type stuff. You know, like how like the first Avengers was when there was like minimal blood and things like that. I'm like, but it's Black Widow. Like Black Widow is assassin, so of course there's gonna be blood somewhere.
Yeah, and what a lot of people said, the reveal of who Taskmaster was really fell flat for them, is because the Taskmaster character was not built up to the point of where they really needed it to be. If you were just somebody who knew Black Widow's past, yeah, which is why I'm saying, like, I understand why they chose to make the Taskmaster character who they were, due to, so like I said, if you pay attention to the message in the movie and the aspect on the family, it makes total sense of who Taskmaster is. Because it's not who you think it is, but it's also just like, oh, it makes sense when you figure it out. And
I'm about to say you can go ahead and tell me because I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna say that for next week. I'm gonna say that for next week.
Chip in. No, for real, I need rent money.
I want to be in suspense.
Alright, bet. And pause this real quick and look at the second topic of this Hawkeye trailer. Okay, we're talking about Kate Bishop now. My question is, who even
Spider-Man,
do
I
you
just
guys
checked.
know who
There's
Kate
been a
Bishop
rash of
is?
counterfeit bills in that
I
neighborhood.
feel like I've
Kate
heard her name
Bishop.
before.
That's a dying art. I'll
I've
do my part to
never
make it
heard that.
extinct.
This is my first time hearing that name.
I feel like I've heard that name before once. Like once. But I don't remember from where. I don't
I
remember if it
was
was from a.
Bad haircuts, excessive cologne.
You
Yep,
know,
I don't
she's
know where it's from right here.
I say, she's probably like a big, huge name, but I spent most of my life under a rock and not really keeping up to
Same.
dates with like
Same.
the trends as of now. Like people call me like lame because I just
More
don't like
backup?
the trends now.
Guys,
I like old
Said to take the day off. Scout's honor.
school stuff, so like when something old happens, I'm like on it. So like she was probably in something beforehand and I just didn't know.
I feel like she's like the partner of Hawkeye in some one of the comic books. I feel like.
Yeah, so I actually pulled up her wiki. So Kate Catherine Bishop is her full name, and she is from the main line Earth 616 Marvel storyline. So she's not a new character they made up. This
So it's an actual character.
That's actual character.
Sounds
Okay.
like Zendel's MJ.
Yeah,
Because the way they dude, because the way they talked about MJ, that I've seen was well, that's off topic, but what I've seen they talk about MJ was she's not the same MJ that you guys think of her as. She's like a completely different MJ
yeah.
than the Mary Jane that we're used to.
Yeah,
We
not
used
the
to marry.
Toby,
We
but
used
like
to.
the more up to date, you know, view of how people actually see MJ or how they think she should be.
But anyway, because he was going to say icon.
So yeah, this is Catherine Bishop. She's actually a main character in the Earth 616 universe. She met Hawkeye during the Civil War storyline. It appears, so as I just read up on it, and he eventually takes her under the wing
Everything's
and yada
quiet here now,
yada,
Captain.
and then she eventually
Great.
becomes the new
That's
Hawkeye.
one
But
more revenue stream Wilson
it
Fisk
seems
can't
that
use to
also
pay
what they're
his
taking from the
lawyers.
story comic books is that she also was Ronin, as we've seen in the trailers. Ronin is Hawkeye's alter ego, his bad guy persona, where he just, or if you remember correctly, he went on that rampage during the blip,
In Endgame,
and man,
Yeah,
and she took on that mantle. She took on that. What's the word? Yeah, took on the mantle and became the new Ronin. And like it was, as you seen in the news report that that is the Ronin person dangerous again? Like what's going on? We haven't seen him in forever, and it's just really interesting. And then he goes yada yada, and it's really interesting to see the dynamic between these two characters. I'm just really surprised that they did not make it his daughter. That's what I'm the most
I am
shocked
too.
at.
Like I was really excited to be his daughter. I'm like, oh, it's going to be his daughter next thing because he was teaching her in Endgame, right? Or was it Infinity War?
It was the beginning of Endgame, but technically, if you look at the timeline, like it was happening at the same time. So
So like around that time, like, oh, he's training her to be the next Hawkeye and everything, and no, it's a completely different person. Like, huh?
yeah, that kind of threw me off.
But I don't mind if it threw me off. I'm like, that's a good redirect because I didn't see it coming.
yeah, that
Yeah,
I'm not sure unless you're like a really hardcore Marvel fan. Not many people would expect Kate Bishop, 'cause especially since they alluded it to his daughter becoming the new Hawkeye. 'Cause,
Well, the thing with that though is like they could have done it either way. I think because his daughter is too young, they probably wouldn't be able to get away with it Well, maybe because
Boy, Peter Parker is 15, bro. Get out of here.
true,
I wanted to
true,
say,
very true.
well, my bad. But like, if you like think about it though, like Hawkeye having
Demons
his
have a bomb right
daughter
through one of those
as, you
cars.
know,
We need to stop him.
like him being a hero doing what he does for a for somebody that's like
Nothing like a
I
leisurely
don't even know
Sunday
how
chase
old
through the city, right,
she's
guys? Whoa.
supposed to be. Yeah,
Oh, Lord, I ain't no way I'm about to die like this, bro. I just died. They
but
lit me up. I'm playing Spider-Man.
I'm like, but I don't think like he was gonna let that slide, you know.
That's what I think of. Would he even, like, would he be okay with having her just be, how she is?
Yeah.
Because he knows how dangerous his life is because we've seen how much he had to go through. Like losing Romanov, losing, oh, well, you guys seen now. Losing Natasha and that happened beforehand. It's just crazy.
Man. So that's what I was thinking as well. I don't think he'd be even comfortable with the idea of his daughter becoming a superhero, especially after she just spent 5 years disintegrated into nothing. Yeah, that scene was still
I don't
the
know, man. I
saddest.
don't know if that was my daughter. I'd be like, hell no, you're taking my dog.
I want to be a superhero like you.
Hell no. We're gonna sit your ass somewhere else.
Yeah, like you like him and that protect the family mindset. As you see, when his family was killed, this man went on a whole
Eagle
massacre.
teams, this is Control.
This
What's our
man went
Literally.
status
on
in Times
more than a
Square?
massacre.
10-4, this is APC.
That man ended
We are commencing
everything
our
in
patrol run.
existence.
Enemy
Yes, I'm
contact.
gonna end this guy's
Hey,
gonna end this
you a
whole
robot?
city's career.
Man, he said the whole criminal underbelly. And remember in the show, they go, "What did I ever do to you?" He said, "You survived." I'm like, dang, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he wanted to like let them know, hey, I'm here for blood.
Like, what did we ever do to you? Yeah, you survived the onslaught of Thanos, and my family didn't. So you just don't deserve it, bro. Oh Lord,
That's
my
still like
my remote play is glitching all the way out. Let me what's going on with you, bro, man?
Yeah, you know, so like
All right, cool.
yeah, like that and like the fear of like that like happening again. I don't think he was
no
gonna
sir.
live with it.
No sir.
So
Couldn't be me.
it's a great thing to somebody was just shooting at me. So it's kind of good about why would you not come this way? No, duh.
But yeah, so
Come
like, and in all retrospects, is there any more we need to talk
retro.
about that? In
Shut
all
up.
retrospect, I just have really high hopes for this Hawkeye miniseries because it's been proven that Marvel not only know how to make movies, but they can make a bomb TV show as well. I'm still disappointed that y'all have yet to see. What about WandaVision? I know y'all seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier or Loki, but you haven't even watched WandaVision, bro.
Nope.
I've
I have not watched WandaVision, Winter Soldier, none of that. I am
I've
in the dark about all that good stuff.
Sound like you have a
all
sad
right.
existence, bro.
About WandaVision. God dang. About WandaVision. I watched it.
Yeah, WandaVision was great. Once, boom.
Join me, and together we can bring peace and prosperity to the
Oh
city.
my.
What?
No?
What do they
Here's what you said.
have?
No,
Jesus.
no. I was supposed to get what?
Oh, dude just
Look,
beat me.
I watched
Uh,
WandaVision and I didn't really like get into it that much because at the beginning,
It
of
was
course, it has like a modern, not
They
not
had
modern.
very sitcom-y, like old
Yeah,
school sitcom stuff.
yeah, like a sitcom, black and white, old school,
And
and
that's
like it was just like just there. So I was like kind of like confused, and like I couldn't like get into it that much. But then like after I like went past that, like things actually start to get interesting. So
yeah, that
like it's a good show.
like I said that's why a lot of people didn't mess with it in the beginning because people didn't understand what was going on. Like WandaVision
Like
was
even
just
I
such a
didn't.
and most it really you really just have to be a person who enjoys sitcoms to really enjoy the first few seconds of WandaVision.
Yeah, like that like threw me off that.
And since I enjoy sitcoms, it was really easy for me to get into the show. I was really just intrigued. I'm like, oh, this is a nice little change of pace. That's what I was just looking at it like. All right, we're looking at Impact.
Oh,
You're wrong, big
little,
Bertha.
I was a
Maybe I'll
little.
give it a try. I mean, I gotta watch Winter Soldier. I gotta watch Winter Soldier. I gotta watch um Falcon. Not Falcon. I gotta watch WandaVision, Winter Soldier.
Never
I
understood
already
people
seen
whose
What
idea of
If.
fun is
That
setting
joke was
buildings on fire.
amazing.
What if is great.
Bro, What If is freaking amazing, bro.
But
Like at first on What If, I was like, I'm hearing like good things about it, but I didn't know if I was gonna watch it. But as soon as I watched like the first episode, I was hooked.
Man, like
I
it's
love,
just a great
what
show.
they pulled out, what they pulled out for the end,
These bombs aren't gonna defuse themselves.
Man, that
best
that season
believe.
finale was amazing.
I
and
had my top 10 like best endings ever, bro.
Okay,
I
took care of
love
that one.
the like the little like bits and pieces of things that like if you paid attention to other Marvel movies that they made in the past, you'll like peep like certain areas and certain things that they did
One more. Better
was
hurry.
actually done in a movie.
Most definitely. Oh, I hit the
Yeah,
water.
because it's good because I don't want to go in too deep into this. People haven't watched it and everything. Don't want to go way, but
Um,
it's a great thing to watch. And if
Man,
you haven't watched it, I highly recommend watching it. You're
Good,
gonna love
but
it.
I can do better.
let's see, yeah, like I think my favorite episode will have to be the Doctor Strange, but my favorite moment out of every episode, I love the 2009 Hulk movie like a lot.
Gotta hurry and defuse those
2009. That movie
bombs.
And
came out in
there's
'08,
a
bro, man.
Oh,
whichever year it was.
It was the
I
'08
know,
Hulk, and there was also the '03 Hulk. '08
yeah,
Hulk
Gotta
was the
keep us
MCU
contained.
one. The '03 was the
it was the one that they just made.
yeah, the one that made Hulk look extremely green. That man was like, he ain't look too good
That
green.
See, like that was like Hulk incarnate right there. But
That oh,
but
you
like
really didn't
the
like
oh
him when he was
08,
angry.
but like the oh 08 one, there's a scene in it
Gotta find the
where
last bomb.
Bruce where the military catches up with Bruce and he's inside of a college university
Indeed, I know the exact scene you're talking about.
and there's like a bridge, well like a pathway.
Overpass.
Yeah, and then they put like smoke things in there, like trying to like knock him out, but then he turns into the Hulk and like busses out. There was an episode in What If, I think it was the one when
it
Hank
was
Pym
yeah, it was Hank Pym.
trying to,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Hank
and
went
like,
stupid. He went crazy. He went mad
He
with
went more than
power.
crazy. My
yeah,
man said, "I'm about to end these guys. I'm gonna end this whole thing before it starts."
He wanted to end just the whole existence of. And if you actually did pay
He had done
attention,
probably the most cleanest thing ever, bro. I've never seen a movie like that ever.
And if you really pay attention, he wasn't using the Ant-Man suit. He was using the Yellow Jacket suit.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I saw
even
that. I'm like,
better
dang.
is when they wrapped it up by making Natasha part of that main universe. Now instead of the one that Ultron freaking destroyed. It was pretty
I
nice.
like how there was a universe to where everybody else lived besides Natasha, but then at the end he put
Touched by your
Natasha
devotion to your
inside that
friends.
one
I'll see to it you end up in the same cell block.
because if she went back to her old one, it was just gonna be literally her.
It's
Man.
just her.
And that's not no way to live. Being the last person in existence.
But
Exactly.
what was the next topic we got to talk about?
Okay.
Like
The
fish in a
next
barrel.
topic we're going to talk about is the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. And first initial thoughts with the trailer. What did you guys think?
Man, the freaking intro, we're freaking him and Doctor Strange just sitting there talking. It's like, wait, what about Happy? What about Mr. Happy? What, I don't want him to forget. Wait, what about? And it's like, like, shut up, shut up, like, shut up.
It's like
And he just,
herding
he just
cats.
put up the
Cats
entire
with
universe.
felony convictions.
Ain't no way he just did this that bad.
So better question is who messed up more, him or Star-Lord?
Star Lord.
Yeah, I'm still gonna
Star-Lord.
have to give it to Star Lord because the only thing Peter did was recreate
Well,
the Sinister Six, while Star
well,
Lord, on the other hand, costed half of the universe.
the thing is
Those
though.
two are different
When there was
things.
only one set of
Think like this
footprints,
though.
that's when I
If
wake
he
you up.
didn't do that, they would it wouldn't have been the correct one. Because what led up to all of them was the reason why it was ended up being the correct universe that they actually wanted. I mean, if Star-Lord would have got even if he Star-Lord did nothing, he still would have lost that universe.
Yeah.
Well, leading off that, Doctor Strange was like, even though he did that, I could still kind of fight off Thanos to where he doesn't get the Time Stone. But then Doctor Strange was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway.
That man said I seen 14 million outcomes. Trust me, bro. I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. It caused him his life for 5 years, but it was okay.
He said it's just 5 years, We good.
I mean, I mean, he fought Mamamoo for who knows how long.
Man. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. Dormammu.
Freaking got
Dormammu.
so pissed.
So, but I do like that they bring back the original OG
Time for a shift
Dr.
change, huh?
Octopus.
Good, because these other
Man,
guys,
when we
not
seen
That right there.
when I seen the
My
OG
bad.
Doc Ock come out man, I literally
was like-
just lost
That
my
place is
mind.
supposed to be bespoke furniture
Oh,
manufacturer.
hello, Peter.
From what
I
I can
was
see,
like,
it's more like illegal weapons.
I had what
And
I
this might come as a shock, but I don't think they're really bespoke.
The hipster assassins are going to be so
Ouch.
disappointed.
if I want to be real, when I seen that in the trailer, I had what I call a nerdgasm. It was just I was like
It's not that I'm
Not
not
the
glad to see
noise.
more of you. It's,
That's literally
oh,
what
no,
came
wait.
out of my mouth. I'm
It is that I'm not glad to see more
like
of you.
what's that one episode of SpongeBob when he ate that little like sundae, and then he went up at the movies and then asked the dude, was like, does my breath stink? It was like,
man. that
It was
is actually
like-
very funny.
not at all, boy.
Oh.
And that's what you sounded like.
More I don't suppose we could settle this with some fruit pies.
Not at all, boy.
Hey, ho, you gotta get the face with it. Nah, but
Well, they can't see my face, so.
I know.
And you'll never know what it looks like.
He's a
Probably until I
dark-skinned
started
man.
That's all you gotta know.
I'm not gonna be at face cam ever.
It looks a little odd too.
I'll probably start using a face cam if I ever buy one, and if I start a YouTube channel.
For sure.
So
I need to know where the rest of my enemies are. There you go.
but I like how Sandman is there, Electro is there, not the Jamie Foxx one where his is blue. We have the original yellow.
But he's gonna be
Fuck with
played
it.
by Jamie Foxx still.
MJ, call the
Really?
police.
Yeah,
We got the place
from what I've
secured.
heard, it's still
Nice
gonna be
job.
Jamie Foxx.
Anytime
He's
we
just
can
gonna
get
be
guns off the
designed
street, it's a
differently.
win.
How I say, I
So they
swear,
fixed
if
them.
he has the original costume, I'm like,
Nah, if you don't want him to have the original costume. That man looked like he had a starfish on his head. If they ever bring that to live action, I'll just be disappointed. I ain't but gonna lie. But
I like the
Versus
Electro
no.
suit that he had
That's all the
inside
places
the
I could link to Martin
Spider-Man
Lee.
game.
We just made life a lot harder for the
They should have him
goons.
in that one. No, that was a shocker.
Which one?
What am I
No, don't say
doing?
that.
I have no idea what you're talking about, man. But
The
as I
That
switch
was a
games to
shocker.
Mortal Kombat. So better question is, what is the likelihood if you guys think we're gonna get a crossover between Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire?
I heard that the three Spider-Mans that we have now is supposed to be in it. You know, like Toby, Andrew, and
if we end up getting that, that will be probably the biggest fan gasm that you will ever see in your life with two people. The whole
Man,
freaking theater will freaking erupt, bro.
let me turn this down real quick.
you know, like I heard that Toby, Andrew, and Tom are supposed to, you know, of course Tom's gonna be in it because he's like the main one, but I
It's
heard
his
like
movie.
right, so but like I heard like since you know he messed with the space time thing and like all of that
The
stuff,
whole ass multiverse, bro. The whole ass multiverse.
and that's how Toby and Andrew got brung in there, so they might be in it. It's not set in stone, but
Yeah, just really imagine them
it's
just chilling and all of a sudden they just wake up like, yeah, ah.
but I've been seeing on Twitter that yeah, I've seen Andrew, like I've seen Andrew inside his spider suit mouthing something, and I'm like,
Ain't no
it
way,
can't
boy.
be a yeah. I was like, this can't be old because this wasn't even a part of any of the movies that he made because I know almost every scene from it. I love the Andrew Garfield
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, those movies actually
Spider-Man.
were not as bad as most people make it out to be.
I just didn't like I just didn't like his Green Goblin. His Green Goblin could have been done better.
Speaking on the Green Goblin,
Remember that, in case I ever meet one.
it's just kind of dope till we get Willem Dafoe again as well.
That was the
That was
the
the OG
one, right?
Yep, OG with Toby, bro. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
That man, because like, ain't no way they can't make up that evil cackle, bro.
Yeah, look, he played his role well.
His role, he played this role so good. You thought this man, not even thought. Oh Lord, this dude is messing me up. Hold on. Oh, I am getting
like-
mollywop.
Like he played that Green Goblin role well, like everybody from like the Toby movies, especially Dr. Octopus, like they all played the role so well to like you thought like, man, this is how Spider-Man actually should be.
Man, I mean, realistically, I mean, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like the Andrew and I like the Tom, but like Toby set the bar of like what it should be.
Ain't no way he
And-
about to just.
You know what I feel like though? I
What?
feel like each Spider-Man had like their own like thing to bring into the table, cause you had
Snowman.
Toby with the strength, you had Andrew with the agility side of it, and then you had Tom with like the smart brain powers side of it, but also like that like teenager
Yeah, he
side
was
of it too.
still the youngest Spider-Man to ever do it, only being 19 when he started, while Toby and Andrew were like 25.
Exactly. So like he brings like the
Yo, what's going on with my Mortal
like
Kombat? You
the
better chill, bro.
young like the young up to date, vibe of
False bravado does not
Spider-Man, while
suit
the other two, you know, brings out the other aspects. Cause like,
Any
and I
ideas?
say Andrew has
Sub-Zero,
the
let's talk.
uh,
that on
agility
Earth
side
is
of it down.
past.
Cause the way he
The new
crawled
plan,
around
Cage?
You could have
the
followed me on
lizard inside the
Punching.
movie like that,
You're gonna
like,
catch
come
hell with
on now. I
kills.
haven't seen any other Spider-Man do that.
I mean, you got to give Tom his credit though. He is very acrobatic himself, which actually helped him land the role as Spider-Man.
Sure,
Due to him
Detective.
being that acrobatic, he actually performed a lot of those stunts himself in those movies.
That worked.
Like that one in the Matrix scene when he was fighting
This was
Dr.
all
Octopus on a train.
A
And
training
then
exercise.
he hit like
Should've seen it.
the
You and
Oh
me
yeah,
can't
Matrix.
show much
that was
promise.
pretty
Yeah,
dope. I'm like, ain't no
yeah,
way he
that
just
was
did
actually
that.
him.
You
Yeah,
will
like
fall
yeah,
short.
like that was actually him.
That man, I know that man back had a crack.
I'm like, look, I know his core is strong because I
So other
his
than that,
core is
you
like
enjoyed your visit.
strong.
Lin Kuei shredded us.
You maybe.
My leg.
Plenty of frozen boot prints
I'm
on
like,
your
not
wrist.
like a lot of
Come on now. You're
people can do what
always
he
in my
do.
book.
My Genshin is almost updating.
For sure. And
Got
now,
100 seconds left.
to me, I have a high feeling that the villains in this movie will be the Sinister Six. However, we only get confirmed, well, semi-confirmed 5 villains. We get confirmed of Doc Ock, obviously.
Outworlders.
Green Goblin with the lightning strike that somewhat confirms that Electro is going to be in this movie. Now, with the sand that was blowing around, now that could just be very well just feedback from the lightning strike, but we're just hoping it's the Sandman.
So when did they show up?
I
And
hope it's the Sandman.
and
I
then
really hope so.
at one point when Peter is just in this little dark area, somebody swipes at him from the background in the darkness, and if you zoom in and hands brighten up the image, you can tell it's the
Oh boy.
lizard from the Andrew Garfield movies. Which is gonna be really difficult considering he's not dead, but he's been locked up. Oh, so it's not gonna be that difficult. So they pretty much just re-injected him like they always do in the comics, just putting Dr. Kirk Connors through torture. And I personally believe that the sixth is gonna be Mysterio. Not for one second I do believe Mysterio was dead. The man of mystery, the magician, he ain't dead. And especially if at the end of Far From Home, he had a lot of his data backed up by his allies. So what's the point of backing up the data of a dead man if he's not dead?
Such is war. I mean, no offense, but you Outworlders kind of live for that.
So true. I'm gonna lie. That would be honestly
had a weapon unlike anything.
a really like cool thing to see, like all those villains all together at once and just fighting. And that would be like the perfect team of time too, with like all of them appearing all at once. And it's just them versus the biggest bad of like each of their universes. That would be probably my favorite moment of the entire movie. Would just be seeing that.
Yeah, which I ain't gonna lie, it kind of makes me worried if they make a movie this big, where do they go from there? How do they make a movie that's gonna be better than that and go keep people excited? The
Miles
city,
Morales.
I'm saying like
indeed, Miles
and
Morales. We already do have confirmed that Miles Morales' uncle exists inside the MCU. His uncle Aaron Davis.
I must be certain.
AKA Childish Gambino.
Man, the guy's lit. He's an amazing guy. I wish I could meet him one day. I didn't know he had a family. He keep himself off the grid for real.
This man is probably one of the most low-key rappers I've ever seen or heard of.
He also found humor in everything.
Handsome guy, right?
He was an earth donor. One of
Man,
his eyes glowed red.
I would love. I actually cannot wait for these movies to come out though. The whole like Marvel cinematic stuff is they making this junk really. But all the things like what would the next like culmination will be?
Like you said, the next like you talking about for for this phase of the MCU, who's gonna be the next big bad?
Yeah, because like we had it was Loki in the first one, right? That's Avengers,
Well,
and
Loki
then
wasn't a big bad. He was just a pawn throughout the entire
well,
since.
I'm about to say, but
ooh,
well, you had like the small villains leading up to the, the big bad. So like
Yeah,
Loki, Ultron, and
and
I think it was
Loki,
Thanos next, actually.
Ultron. You talking about the Avengers movies in general?
Nice.
Yeah, so it
It
was
was
Loki,
Loki,
Ultron.
Ultron, then Thanos. But
No, uh,
yeah, because right, it
it
was
was Loki,
Avengers.
Ultron, and then my man's that created the
But if outworlds are allies, why
separation
didn't they help us save
between the Avengers.
That was a Captain America movie, not an Avengers movie.
Revenants?
Well,
Jackie's
he
dad?
still kind of made like a big role in it though.
Yeah, the Civil War.
Alliance.
Yeah.
Aggression pact. Outworld is not.
But
A point you might make with more subtlety.
what was I about to say?
Around
Lord, I just lost all train of thought.
Now state your business.
But if you guys actually get down to watching WandaVision, Black Widow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and all these good TV shows that they came out with so far, I know I'm missing a few.
From Outworld.
Two specific things seems to be coming out of this universe.
We need to talk to Kotal Khan. Here.
The collection of the Dark Avengers,
I can buy one of
and also someone named King the Conqueror, a man, a
You can arrest us.
MCU villain who travels through time,
If we're telling
and that is King the Conqueror.
to get a pay cut
Cause
or worse,
so you haven't seen Loki yet, Ryu.
I'll tell him you took his.
Neither have I, honestly.
So spoiler alert, if you don't mind.
no.
Uh-oh, hold on. That's kind of loud. Child, ill, American.
So do y'all mind me talking about these shows in great detail?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is all going to lead up to the big question of what I mean by what time period does this new Spider-Man movie takes place.
I was about to say, and I bet you I can answer it.
So I'm like, it's so many things that have been happening inside the MCU. That what could cause the multiverse to break. Could the Westview event that was happening in WandaVision be happening in conjunction with that? Well, Wanda just like broke the multiverse trying to look for her children. But also at the end of Loki, they actually make it to what is called the end of time. And they meet the character, very famous Marvel character, the One Who Remains. He's been there since the beginning of time, and now is there at the end of time. And he knows everything that happens like a script. He's written it out, and he let it play out how it's supposed to play out for the sacred timeline.
Shouldn't have listened to you.
Yeah, but at the end of it,
Trust from a mercenary.
they end
another
up deciding to
learning
defeat the One Who Remains, and that actually caused something very dangerous to happen. You can literally physically see the timeline when you at the end of time, and at the end of time, after they defeat the
Gun is
One Who
the best
Remains,
defense.
quite literally they broke time. You can see the time stream breaking off into multiple different realities. So
That sounds awesome.
yes, like it's like a normal, it's a straight line, and all of a sudden, like it just keep branching off and branching off. Ultimate.
You said that
unlimited.
this happens at the end of Loki?
Yes, that's
That's
Loki
why my
season finale.
uncle. That's why my uncle wanted me to watch it. Okay, I might have to
We're
watch
even
it.
trying.
I might have to, watch it then.
Man.
Get something to eat. Sit down and watch it.
That's a good movie for well, not movie, but TV show series.
I'm
Because
about to say movie.
a lot of people make jokes how like why we trying to make Loki seem like a good person. This is not the Loki we met. No, we went through travels with. This is Loki that literally just tried to kill everybody in the first Avengers movie. An actually very interesting scene from that movie is him watching his life play out. Because where he goes when he breaks the timeline in the end game, it's the people who controls the sacred timeline, or protect it rather. And then they show him how he dies all the way up until Thanos kills him. How he got his mother killed, and he like, yo, I want to do better.
I'm a quick learner.
But, and what I'm really thinking about when that happens, is this what's causing the multiverse to break? Is it with WandaVision, what's happening in WandaVision, her breaking the multiverse, reading from the Dark Horde, Loki, what happened at the end of Loki happens, and as well as him trying to reset something in that universe, does that cause the multiverse just to snap into too many people trying to mess with it at the same time? Any thoughts on that theory?
Actually, I can see that happening. That wouldn't be surprising if the two people are just messing around with the flow of time and everything. They fuck up one thing and then the whole thing collapsed, which is we just screwed. But because of that collapse, so many things, you know, get lost. Like, they may end up deleting certain timelines, like some of the timelines that, you know, Doctor Strange watched.
You here make trouble, Skinny?
They could end up deleting one where Starla actually did let Tony take off the gauntlet and see what happens after that. Or it could be one where Thanos won, but he actually survived because in Endgame we saw that his hand got completely burned off. Well, not burned off, but like his hand got charred, and he couldn't use the gauntlet anymore after the first time he used it. But it's very interesting that he's only able to use it once.
Think about the power of the song.
Say, it's kind of just like how Hawk was able to use it once, and the only reason Hawk was able to actually use it was because of his gamma radiation was like going to save him.
True, but imagine if Thanos had to use it like multiple times. Imagine how crazy that jump would be.
If they could have used it multiple times, then Endgame would have never been a thing.
Man. Lord, why is this man so aggressive? I'm not losing this fight, bro. No, he keep enhancing his moves, and that's the end of me. But, and something I want y'all to think about. I'm not sure if y'all seen it, but it's something I just so happened to be watching these shows at the exact same time. Was that we know WandaVision, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and Spider-Man, and also Loki all takes place in the same universe, right?
Yeah.
Now, I just recently watched the Venom movie, and at the end credit scene, something happens when they chillin'. Venom kind of reveals a secret that he has yet to tell Eddie, and he's like, I've lived for like 80 million years, and I've seen many universes, right?
Sounds about right.
Why is it so loud all of a sudden? And literally while they sitting in their hotel room just chilling, a big flash of light happens, and like the room just rearranges, reminiscent to the style of WandaVision when things happen in that TV show. Why is it so freaking loud? And ultimately, I gotta do this, deal with this in a second. And then ultimately, he ends up in MCU. He literally sees the news report of J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson, giving the news report, revealing Spider-Man's secret identity. And when he sees Spider-Man, he goes, that guy. Then he licks the TV because, Venom is weird. And that got me to thinking because in conjunction to that, I was watching the DC Universe TV shows, the Arrowverse shows. Things like The Flash, DC Legends of Tomorrow, and I watched their big crossover event happen, which is
Point. Not
Cri-
Flashpoint. That was next Crisis.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it kind of just got me thinking: can Marvel be heading in a direction similar to that? Why is it so freaking loud?
I don't think they're going to. I feel
But
like they're gonna go down a different route because they're gonna find a way to connect all of these. They're they're going to find a way to connect all of these new shows and movies that's coming out or already have came out. You know, and I feel like this might just be me as like a Miles fan, but they might, like add him into it. And I wish they do. I wish they add Miles into it. Because at the end of the first Miles movie, he, the portal reopened and was like, hey, yo, Miles, you want to save the day or something like that, So that happens. Are you serious? It really is Child. Does he not have on a shirt on under his jacket? That's straight stomach, my guy.
what are you talking about? I'm so mad at 2K right now. I gotta quit.
I'm sorry, I'm playing Genshin right now, and it's like throwing me off a little bit.
My
But
God,
But
you bitch.
the reason I brought that up is because the way I seen Venom pop over and also watching the show at the same time, it got me thinking because at the end of the Crisis on Infinite Earths event, throughout the 8 seasons of Arrow, the 6 seasons of the Flash, and all the seasons that happened up until this point, by season 2, so by season 2 of Flash and season 4 of Arrow, they finally realize that there are multiple universes. Why 2K? I literally had your music volume at 0. I go to my career and you put everything at 100.
But the graphics,
I said, well,
where they need
but
to be.
think about it.
And
The
the
Flash
motions, the
already knew
movements
that
get
there was
better,
multiple
too. So, I mean,
universes
just
because he knew that there was
keep
multiple
working on your craft, but
hold on, bro, one
look,
second.
you're doing a good job.
Do you want to say anything to Mike Wang?
I need
Right,
to turn the
because
audio down so we
him on the
can hear
show.
you. Because 2K
tough.
making me irritated. I literally go to the settings to turn everything down. I go to my career, and apparently my career has different and separate settings. I'm like, bro, I turned this down for a reason.
Right.
Now you can go ahead.
I would say, but if you think about it, like, oh, I got Yomiya, not Yomiya. What's her name? But if you think about it, like, Barry already knew like there was multiple timelines, considering the fact that he ran through almost each and every one of them before. So like that's how he knew. Like, oh, my boy Savitar about to come through and kill my wife.
I mean,
So like it's
the
like he already knew.
I wouldn't say
But
those were like meant to be different universes. Those are just different future outcomes of the universe that he was currently in. And but then by that moment that was season 3, and they have already traveled to Earth 2 in season 2 because of
Exactly.
the doppelgangers. But what I was talking about it happening, since we now seeing that it does include more than one universe, is at the end of the Crisis of Infinite Earths event, Oliver Queen's spirit sacrifices his life, yada yada. But the bigger takeaway is that all the Arrowverse TV shows now takes place on one universe, one Earth. There's no more Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 38. There's one singular universe where everybody exists on the same plane of reality. And that's what I'm thinking because of the way they brung in Venom. Could that be the
Yeah, they gonna like
outcome?
use all the universes together to fix everything.
At least a few of them. Because this is also how they can bring in the X-Men and the Fantastic Four by saying that they existed, they just existed in a different universe.
Hey, real quick, I don't mean to butt in like this, but Ryu.
Yeah.
So I just wished, and I got Yanfei. What's her weapon?
Book.
A book.
I mean, yes, a book, but what? But like, what book?
You don't have him, I guess, sir. It is a 5-star.
Remember that, y'all.
You are
Knowledge is
correct.
power, because obviously a book is what you need to take somebody out the game.
Correct. But what other book can she use? Or
I used to use her a lot too. She's usually my main too. Hold on. What
Okay.
books do you have? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for going on a whole ass tangent.
No, y'all go ahead.
yeah, because we didn't just. Are you serious? Wait a minute. What book is this?
So all I was about to say, we can move on to the game of the year discussion when y'all ready. Is this gonna take a long time or?
Actually, you can go ahead with the game of the year thing because I got some things to say. Oh, I got Rust. Interesting choice.
Okay, so I took the liberty of searching up a few games and listing out 7 of them that I think has a good chance of making game of the year. And obviously, if I'm missing something from my list, y'all can add it and replace it. But the top 7 games I have listed for game of the year is Far Cry 6, Resident Evil Village, Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Metroid Dread, Life is Strange 2 True Colors, and Little Nightmares 2. That's what I believe is
Okay.
top 7 that can make it.
Switch out Little Nightmares 2 for the new God of War. Wait, no. Is
It
that
don't
even?
they don't come out this year.
You're correct. I don't think Little Nightmares 2 is gonna make it. Even though the ending of it, like that did kind of like mess me up, but I don't think it's gonna, you know, do it. I don't think it's gonna happen.
All right. Well, what about you, Ryu?
Um,
Okay.
I definitely feel like those are. I mean, I've been playing Little Nightmares, but I've seen gameplay of all the other games except for Little Nightmares. But I can't get this for a while.
Oh, you should.
Um,
It's great.
um, I can definitely say though that um, Life is Strange True Colors, either Life is Strange True Colors or Resident Evil Village would be definitely be like the top two because Village and True Colors, bro, True Colors has been by far my favorite game that came out so far because Life is Strange True Colors is an amazing game, bro. Like it is 10 out of 10. Like it's like by far my favorite game I've ever seen. I wanted to play it so bad. I was like no joke. It's the only game that I didn't want to watch gameplay of or like let's plays of until I played it myself.
You like I want to be in it. You said I want to be in this experience.
I didn't want no spoilers. I didn't watch the first episode at first. And I was realized like fuck it. I was watching the entire thing.
All right. Let me go ahead and go down the list of why. Oh, were you still going? My bad.
Yeah, you good. I was done.
All right, so I'm gonna go down the list and talk about each game and why I feel like it has a good chance of game of the year. Far Cry 6. I'm gonna be real. I don't know too much about the game. I watched one episode of Corey Kenshin playing it. Shout out Corey. You know, one of the YouTube goats. He just reached 10 million not long ago. Thank you for not retiring on us.
Yeah.
Big man, because I was gonna get sad.
But after watching that, and they actually called him out. Like the reason I feel like this is gonna be a good candidate for Game of the Year is not only because Far Cry is an amazing game and an amazing series, but the villain actually does really compel me. And the villain himself, called the actor who plays the villain in the games and in all the ads you see, personally called out Corey Kenshin. And then they sent him the game. But to me,
Wow.
just with the
That's what
traction,
I'm saying.
the traction that Far Cry has, it's been out for a nice while, has a huge fan base, and the traction that it's gained, and then when you put in a villain to this caliber, like I haven't even played the game, but I can tell this man is sinister. He's interesting. He's layered.
I'm about to say fun fact, he's played multiple other villains before too.
The actor.
So like, yeah, so like him playing like that villain role, it's something that he's already done. So he knows how to like do that role well. That's why they like anticipated like this game being like the best one that they've made so far, just because of that fact.
Yeah. So.
'Cause
Go ahead.
nah, I'm good.
What you about to say, bro?
I was about to say because like he just knows how to like do the role that well.
It's nasty. No, yeah, he does obviously know how to play the role of a villain to perfection, because I'm like, literally all the ads I see is not of the gameplay, not of the story, just of the villain taunting you. And if that's enough to get anyone compelled, and I haven't heard any bad reviews about the game thus far, that's why I feel like he has a high candidate of being Game of the Year. What about you, Ryu?
I feel like
Did you say anything about it? My bad. Go ahead, bro.
Actually, I haven't seen like any of the Far Cry games. And I've never watched a single like Far Cry let's play like at all.
Highly recommend it. Go check out Corey. What was you about to say, Tempest?
I was to say like him being in that game just might win Far Cry. I almost said anime game of the year just for him being in it.
I thought you was gonna say an Emmy. I'm like, bro, that's not an award they give out to video games. But alright, yeah. So, and moving on to Resident Evil Village. What more? You know why this gonna be Game of the Year? Straight up,
Call Vampire Lady.
Lady Dimitrescu.
Oh my God.
I'm like, Lady Dimitrescu. That's why this Game of the Year. End of discussion. Lady Dimitrescu. Who messing with Lady Dimitrescu? So, yeah, Game of the Year. Offer it next. I'm joking.
I was about to say I know people that still simp for her. That's me. I'm niggas. No, I'm playing.
Bro, we are live. Using such
Like people
vulgar-
never heard somebody cuss.
Nah.
Well, that's not really a cuss word, actually.
It's not about cursing. It's about being polite and respectful on the stream.
No, I'm a simp. No, I'm playing.
Oh my God.
And plus, you can get flagged for saying words of that caliber. You trying to get my stream flag, bro? Let me turn on my AC one for a second.
I'm about to say I give our own stream flag. I have a mouth that has no filter whatsoever. I've learned that about myself.
Actually, you have a pretty decent filter when you want to use it. You just ain't
When I
use
want
it
to
right
use
now.
it, exactly. My point exactly.
But yeah, when you're on a platform, we can't allow on a platform they don't allow words like that. So you gotta be more cautious.
I might actually get some more spaghetti soon.
What's another game of the year candidate? Far Cry, Life is Strange, Resident Evil, Little Nightmares. There'll be another one.
All right, I have returned like a refund. Yeah,
Yo,
there you go.
Howdy.
Cool. All right, yeah, I have returned, and
Like a refund?
yep.
shut up.
But yeah, straight up, Lady Demetress. That's it. That's why it's game of the year. I'm joking. All right, but let's really get to talking about.
And I'm a simp.
But let's really get to talking about this game because, first off, coming off Resident Evil 7, hey, I'm gonna be real. They had a lot to live up to because Resident Evil 7 was just, to me, complete and utterly horrifying because I guess I'm not a person that's built to handle the type of gore that that game was showing. And just the concept of it was just horrifying. And they followed it up with a really solid sequel with the reveals, the vampires and werewolves aspect of the game, and just that game had a lot going on. There's so much I can say about it. I don't even know where to start, so I'm gonna let one of y'all start, and I'll just piggyback off y'all.
About what?
Reasons why Resident Evil Village could win Game of the Year. Good things about the game.
Oh, one thing I think about that was one thing that's crazy to me was how they basically confirmed not offered, but basically they confirmed like what happened, they poured away to the game. That Ethan was part of I
The
forgot what it was
mold?
called. Yeah, the
The
mold.
mold, yeah.
Basically, they basically confirmed that when if you guys whole freaking basically is from your wrist like part of his arm down, you're gonna cut off and then immediately reapply that shit. I'm like, ain't no way.
Yeah, that actually explains that part of the game, him being part of the mold. Like, when we all was just like, how the heck he just reattach his arm? Like,
And I explains why they're doing like Resident Evil 7. It's like, ain't no way. And retouch his whole leg, bro.
that was.
But no, like that stuff really made it interesting to see how um connects things that like your theories and everything. Like we made that connections. Like, oh, yeah, he's part of the mode before they even said anything. Like, oh, yeah, he's a mode. But it's nothing that happened.
Yeah, but.
What's his name? What's his name?
Oh, I got one. I got one.
Why he think
I
of his
got
name?
one.
Go ahead, bro. Why he thinking of his name?
I like how I feel like it's gonna win Game of the Year just for this fact and this fact only. We've been playing from like the husband slash dad point of view this whole time. Where now in the next game we'll be able to see the offspring, the child, who actually has the powers of the mold and
Yeah.
is learning how to control them. We're going to be able to see her point of view from that point forward now, whenever they decide to drop a new Resident Evil game.
So you feel like Game of the Year because of what it sets up?
Yeah, because just imagine, like, yeah, you're able to use guns and like custom weapons and stuff, but imagine being able to actually fight back with like the mold powers as the daughter. I feel like it's gonna give off like a infamous the last Sun vibes. I feel like that's what it's gonna like pull off, but probably better. You know, because like yeah, guns are cool and all of the custom like boss fights and things like that. You know, like those was like fire, like top tier. But being able to actually like use that power of the mold now inside the future games, like that's gonna be like endless possibilities right there of what you can do. You know?
One thing I did well is not. I found out the name of two things though. It was Heisenberg.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
He,
thinking.
bro, he was by far the most like doing like the better villains in that entire game because he was legit was like the way he carried himself and I don't know what it is, but like him and Magneto
That's an odd
just
comparison.
I
I
mean,
was
but
like
it fits
But
though.
I feel it. I understand, but like I just wasn't ready
yeah,
for
like
it.
not, I mean they have very similar things that like they're both very manipulative as well as their powers are cool as fuck. But they're both very manipulative and can really like get inside your head and like make you think like, well, maybe they do want to help out. You know, maybe they are trying to be, nice and friendly and stuff. And so their true colors after a while anyway. So and like Harry first I think of like he helped her. He helped not her him. He helped him get Rose and put like back together and everything. Only you go to this one or get back to mine, you go to this one and he offered and he was very upfront and honest about it. It's like and your daughter is so strong. She can take care of Miranda easy. You gotta use that. And Ethan's like, my daughter's not a weapon. Like, dude, like your daughter is so powerful. She can take care of all your problems like right now. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But dude, no. Right now. Alright, fall into this hole with this freaking propeller down freaking airplane man down here. Bro.
I mean, it
That
was a
boss fight.
baby.
True, but like that freaking but like if I had a daughter that freaking had superpowers like that, I mean I would raise her first though. I'd have to get her back first. But and I want to use her. It feels like the way he was talking about wasn't as a weapon. It's more like um to put an end to what Miranda was.
That's what
That's
he
how I was
wanted to
reading it.
do. He was real big on. He like, I don't care about none of that. I really just want to end Mother Miranda at this point.
Yeah, I'm saying like he wanted to just put an end to Miranda's bullshit,
I'm
and that's
sorry.
perfectly fine. Right? That's perfectly fine. That's how he seemed like he wanted to do was just end Mother Miranda's bullshit. And
Which
so
was true.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I thought he was talking about. But the boss fights also in that game were very interesting
Very interesting.
because the only one that is like the only one I didn't like was actually the Lady Dimitrescu one because she was actually typically the easiest one to beat
Nah, the easiest
because
one had to be the
she didn't have
puppet.
any game. Oh yeah, Puppet was
Puppet?
kind of easy.
The
Oh
puppet
yeah.
master.
Mm,
But
yeah,
she
because
was
she was like yeah
not getting through our
she
house
was
though.
easy.
Getting through our house
Yeah,
was the
that
issue.
That freaking
look,
fetus, that
look,
fetus.
let me tell you,
Man,
that gave me high anxiety. I was sitting over here like, I can't do this.
I'm for
I
real,
can't watch
bro.
Bro,
this anymore.
bro,
I
when they
was over
freaking
there like
when
crying.
they pulled out the freaking fetus, bro, I'm like, ain't no motherfucking way, bro.
Bro,
Like,
that
like,
terrified Meryl, especially when
like,
you just
I wanted
randomly
to
hear
cry.
it coming after you. You just be sitting there chilling like,
Yeah, it's like,
like, oh, it's a
and
baby.
then,
Yo, because I was watching
Like it
Markiplier
didn't give
play
you
it,
any
right?
warm either.
I was watching Markiplier play it, right? Shout out Markiplier too, one of the goats. Man, he was kind of just walking. He was like, y'all hear that? But you know, he just walking towards darkness. All of a sudden, all that he seen was a fetus just directly in front of him. One of the most terrifying moments of the game.
No,
Well, all right.
I freaking watched one YouTubers play that. They were like they freaking turned around so fast, bro.
You know, this is a little like side thing right here. No cap. But who y'all think better looking between the Doll Master and Lady Dimitrescu? For
But the
me
doll master
personally,
is a doll.
I'm not gonna lie. No. I mean the person that wears the all black and holds the doll.
I don't even remember what she looked like, so. And I'm not sure if I even want to answer this
I was about
question.
to
I
say,
don't remember.
I'm about to say they showed her face.
I don't
And when
remember.
I say like she looks good,
Bro, this man.
that lady like
I guess you are a
look, I'm a
simp.
simp where I need to simp. Look, I'm a simp when it counts.
I'm still agreeing with Markiplier. Lady Dimitrescu got some power you can respect.
That's true. You know, she didn't need to lose her daughters though in the process, but she did need to die.
Man, no, hey, her daughters asked for it.
But it really did. It was like bro.
They
And
tried.
my thing is like, how do you like? My thing is, how do you expect me to react? You send your $3 to come kidnap me.
Nah, they was trying to
kill me.
demote and kidnap, bro. They wanted him.
Like, my thing is like, how do you expect me to react? Just let me get kidnapped, they murdered, and freaking have their way with me? Hell no! They get in the freaking pop.
They was about to drain that man.
Shoot, they getting pop. Freaking,
He said they get
I'm gonna get some freaking pesticide, bro. I'm gonna freaking get that freaking spray bottle, freaking. Oh, what's the company called?
Umbrella?
The Offspray?
Yeah, freaking that shit.
Oh,
I
you talking
freaking
about
some,
man?
yeah, because they freaking buzz and stuff like that. I'm gonna get me some freaking bug repellent. You know, it's freaking that. But by
Just
far,
imagine if you did actually have that though. I don't lie.
Like, get off. Yep. But we can't forget the real MVP of the game, the Duke.
ooh, the Duke.
Man, that man.
Okay, I love the drawback of the Duke when he brung up the other dude from the other Resident Evil game. I forgot his saying, but he said a thing.
Man, the Duke was just
Trying
something
to
different, bro.
Oh, what's his name? I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like he referenced a different Resident Evil game, and I'm trying to remember what he said, because he said that that was like a old friend of his, and then I was like, oh really?
Which Resident Evil game are you referring to? Is it Resident Evil 7?
I think it was 3. Yeah, it's one of the old Resident Evil games. I think it was 3.
All right, I'm gonna have to take a look into that. We'll talk about that next.
He said something about like something bargain or something like that.
He said,
I know.
He said, "The rumble, I've come to bargain."
He said something bargain. I'm trying to remember what he said in full though. Man, stick. I can't even remember.
But like I said, it was just so many great things going on with this game. Ultimately, oh Lord, ultimately the story, and then the villains. The game was pretty the one thing I did like about the game the most, it was a really straightforward game. Really wasn't too hard to understand your objective. So it wasn't like nothing too crazy where you had to get like really creative on like what do I do, and the fact that it was open
Oh
world.
no, you had to do that on one of the missions. It was against it was when you were in Heisenberg's palace. You had to do a whole lot of
Right, yeah.
backtracking and do like a whole bunch of stuff,
I think
solve
you had to come back
puzzles
to you
and
had to come
things
back to
like
do
that.
it. You had to come back to do like what 3 times?
Exactly. I was sitting up there like, this is a lot of things to go back to, my guy.
Because you had to go back to like 3 times just to freaking. Because he was in the elevator. He take each freaking floor.
Yeah.
I think if I remember, he was in the elevator.
Yeah, you had to keep going to the
So you
elevator,
had to
taking different
take
floors.
the freaking elevator.
But that wasn't.
Yeah, you had to
Yeah,
freaking go
he
through
was
that and be
like,
fighting these. Bro, the pain in the ass, bro, was the fucking drones, or whatever the fucking they're called. So you had to, because that and the freaking propeller man fight.
Oh no, Propeller Man, that man, Drill Man, those guys, they shook me a little bit. I ain't gonna cap, bro. Those men,
Propeller man was freaking.
I'm a
Propeller man, I
Heisenberg.
was
You
like,
built
dude,
different.
just fucking die, bro. He really is. He was built different.
Cause
For him, I was built indifferent.
yeah, cause it's kind of funny when Duke was talking about him, and he was like, he said that's Heisenberg's factory. He said not even. He said you don't even want to know what goes on in there. I'm like, oh, okay.
he was correct. I didn't.
No, I really didn't know what's going on.
But yet we found out anyway. Why? Because he had one of our daughter's limbs that they so rudely cut into pieces.
And freaking, I ain't gonna lie, that dude who kept throwing up that little fish monster, he was just nasty. I'ma just keep that was just nasty.
Just nasty.
He's a
To be honest, to me, he wasn't even that bad of a villain.
yeah, he wasn't bad. He wasn't hard. He was just nasty. He was just hard to look at, mostly.
Nasty.
Dude just made me want to throw up. But
oh my god, bro.
The other games we have on our list, let's talk about the ones that are highlighted. To be honest, out of the 7, I do believe like maybe 3 or 4 of these has the opportunity, and the rest of them are just honorable mentions in games I want to talk about. Well, technically the top 3 will be Far Cry, Resident Evil, and then last but not least, Life is Strange True Colors.
You're not wrong with that setup either. That is lit because Life is Strange. I'm sorry, there's Life is Strange 2 glitches. It hits different, bro. It hits different. Like I would love to stream that with all you guys to be like making decisions. So that's so fun to do. And Far Cry, I gotta like that's the game I most like don't know about is Far Cry. Like Far Cry is the one I don't know too much about, and then Resident Evil, we just talked about that, but that junk is just it has the perfect mix of horror, puzzle solving, and like, man, I'm about to freaking be like, fuck this shit.
But yeah, Life is Strange.
The creatures. Go ahead.
Bro, my bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That just be me. I ain't know. You took a momentary rest, and I thought you was done. Nah, continue your statement, bro. That's rude to me.
I basically end up like, but like I said, Life is Strange. Like I said, Resident Evil has the perfect mix of scary, puzzle, hard, achieving puzzles. So the moments where you just basically like fuck this shit and turn the game off. As moments like those, but Life is Strange. I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the Life is Strange games, I would love to have Alex's powers. she's the only one that I will be like, bet I would love to have those powers. Max, too many drawbacks. Too many. Way too many drawbacks for Max.
To be honest,
Max, freaking nosebleed, freaking fucking up things so bad you can't freaking can't you get freaking sent to a mind fuck place? Hell no.
Boy got sent to the sunken place.
that boy got sent into the shadow realm.
Shadow world.
Dude got caught in Itachi's Genjutsu.
Freaking
I'm
Skuloni had
saying, this man be going through the motions. I'll be like, bro, are you okay?
And
Do you need a hug?
I actually have yet to see any gameplay for it yet, but I know it's a good game from what I've been hearing by reputation.
But then for Life is Strange 2 with what's your name?
Their name.
Oh, Daniel, yeah, Daniel. Freaking force wheeler out here. I'm not gonna lie though, he got a like the freaking telekinetic or whatever it is, basically the force. This one would be awesome because I saw in one gameplay, he freaking got out of the basically end. It's the end of Life is Strange 2. Spoiler warning if you haven't seen the game yet. Depending on your choices, and depending on how you do the final choice. If you choose to cross the border in the final choice, and you have Daniel backing you all the way, he will legit get out of the car and stand in front of the car. And I think the cops like open fire on him for some reason. And this man puts a whole freaking wave up, like a freaking shield, and it takes like 200 something bullets, maybe even more. And that shield just takes it and absorbs it. And he freaking says, you don't know this is how you played freaking The Force Unleashed 2. If you guys have played The Force Unleashed 2, there's a thing called Force Repulse. And it's a badass move to use. I've explained it so much. Basically what he did was he sent that shockwave, like with the bullets and everything, he sent that junk forward so hard it moved all the cop cars out the way, and it hit all the cops and it blasted a hole through the gate that led to Mexico. Thing is, a good representation of how strong that blast was. From where they were at the car to where it hit, I think that was about as long as my walk is from my apartment to my job. Maybe a little shorter.
That's a nice little blast, really.
That junk went far. And it hit hard enough because it still had enough range to blast all the cop cars, the people down with it. And he did that with just one force wave. With just one. Big old one. But then for True Colors, they never. I'm gonna keep going there. But with Life is Strange, with True Colors, with True Colors, being an empath would be so cool. Like being able to freaking read people's emotions to like how good the addicts can. Man, I would love to do that.
I want to say
he wants to know what you're thinking.
He's nerding out right now, so
That's something.
I'm sorry.
Nah, you good, bro. You just
Like,
passionate right now.
very.
I just listen. When I love something, when I like talking about something, I will go on like a 30-minute rant about just things.
Well, we ain't got 30 minutes.
But listen, don't get me started on space.
We don't, but hey, look, it's a thing.
Yeah, like I said, don't get me started on space. I will go on a whole hour. Bro.
Yeah, all right. Let's stop you on your tracks right now, then.
But all I'm gonna say about Life is Strange 2 is being an empath would be so.
He's
cool.
not stopping.
He's not stopping.
I'm not. Because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. That's my last thing. The only downside to Alex is when she takes it on, she does start copying, and I don't want to do that. Especially if I start doing that, oof, anger would be the worst for me. But anyway, continue. I'm done now.
Okay. All right.
This is like 1 minute, so you don't miss out. Like, stop where I'm at. I'm done now.
But all right.
So look, I was like waiting.
Yeah, I'm
Listen,
like,
I got
he
opinion. Go
real
ahead.
passionate.
I
He
guess.
is.
I love Life is Strange.
I would say, but we all have a game or show or anime that we're
We just
passionate for.
yeah, so that's what we
Don't
like.
get
Just
me
let you do
started,
you,
bro.
bro.
Yeah.
Just don't
I
get him
would
started
say
specifically.
we all have that one thing. Right. Actually, I'm about to put myself on mute, so whatever you guys are talking about, keep talking about it. I'm about to go get some food.
All right, let it up.
Oh,
But
what was the other games that we had as on this?
to be honest with you, those were the top 3 on the list. I feel like that has real contention to win Game of the Year. So now we're kind of just moving on to the honorable mentions. Game like Little Nightmares 2. Coming off of Little Nightmares 1, the first one was a great game. Really pretty interesting, to be honest with you, when it comes down to the horror aspect of it, but all around it's a great game. And from what I heard, it's not a bad game, but it's not a great game either. It mostly just depends on what type of games you enjoy playing. So if you're not the type of person who enjoys constant puzzles, then you won't like this game. It's not the game for you.
Oh, so you're not smart enough to solve puzzles. You won't like this game.
It's not that you're not smart enough, it's just that you just getting tired of them. Or the puzzles are like
No,
at
no,
a
no.
point,
You're not smart enough to figure.
or the puzzles are just at a level of difficulty that like makes you go, how in the world was anyone supposed to get this? So I've encountered games like that before.
You're not smart enough to solve the puzzles.
He's gonna disrespect me like that, bro.
That's why I'm. That's why I'm getting from like you're not smart enough to solve the puzzles.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna make a puzzle that's so dang on difficult that you just look at your head, you just look at it and you'll make your brain just explode. Like we all got that puzzle that made us just go like, bro, what?
Okay. Not gonna lie, there are certain puzzles that I'm just like, huh? Because there was one puzzle in the game, but I'm not gonna talk about it because it's not what we're talking about. I might stream it earlier, so I don't want to say any more.
Alright, bet. But nonetheless,
But it was freaking a pain in the ass.
I do believe this game is actually very promising and not a bad game. And if you're really getting big into horror, you really get a kick out of it. And a game that caught my eye when I was watching the PlayStation showcase was a game called Deathloop. Now the concept of this game is that it seems like you and a rival assassin kind of just, battling each other. And y'all constantly killing each other. And if you die, you wake up, yada yada. It's quite literally in the name of the game. It's a death loop. You're dying on repeat. And it's almost like, I feel like it has reminiscence of 12 minutes. I haven't really played the game.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
I've seen gameplay.
But like each time you die, you can get a little bit further, learn a little bit more on what to expect the next time around. You know what I mean?
I have returned. I'm gonna
back.
start eating. So if you guys want to ask me something, I'll unmute. But I'm about to eat.
I don't like
that's
you.
not
I'm
fun.
joking. You feel like
That's crazy.
money. I'm playing with you, bro.
What?
He said, but yeah, Life is Strange and Deathloop seems to be interesting. And the last 2 games I had on my list I mostly feel like these games are gonna do well just because it's its reputation. That is Halo Infinite, and that is also the reboot of Metroid. Samus is back. She's not in 64-bit. She's not just there on Smash Bros. Her own game, Metroid Dread, and I'm not sure what console they came out on. It probably is another Nintendo moment, but let me do this real quick. Let me see.
I'll say
Metroid.
I think it's on Switch.
It might be on Switch, but either way I go, it's
One
like
comes on Switch and PC, I think.
mm, yeah, it's on Nintendo Switch
Oh
only. It looks
wait,
like,
I would. Never mind.
but
That
I feel like
definitely wouldn't count either. Never mind.
it just seems real interesting, and it seems like it's going to be a good thing that she is getting her own game again for the first time in a very long time. You know, well, I wouldn't even say a very long time, but it's just been a nice little while since she had her own little solo adventure. You know, so that's why I believe this game is going to be doing pretty well due to like its legacy, and that's what I feel about the same thing about Halo. Because Halo, I'm not even gonna lie, I really haven't heard much about Halo in the past recent years. I know they've been releasing games. I know they've been releasing, always, it's Halo. But something just sticks out about this one because when I seen the trailer for it, it just, seems like Halo finally made that jump to modern day. Modern day, I wouldn't say modern day relevancy, but modern day techniques, gameplay, game style, and the way they approach the game, at least in the storytelling aspect, is reached modern day and has a very, very compelling campaign mode. That's what I'm looking forward in Halo Infinite. What are y'all thoughts on it?
To be honest, I actually haven't, really played Halo or seen something about Halo, so I am to be just as much as like the unknown side because I haven't, like I said, I don't have an Xbox. I don't play Halo. So while it would be cool though because, like I said, of just the um, what's it called? Just how big the name is, make it just that much more stronger. Uh, but I don't know because like Life is Strange and Resident Evil and everything else have had a lot a lot of time and build up for them. Like Resident Evil Village for sure had build up for it. Um, Life is Strange, mega build up. Um, what else? What was the other one?
It is
Resident Evil, Life
it
is
was
Strange.
Resident Evil, Life is Strange,
Far Cry.
Far Cry 6.
Like Far Cry 6 is, it's because this because with that villain y'all talking about, it seemed like it was jump with the villain, it would make that jump basically, if it's not it would be like close. So because the villain y'all talking about. So Far Cry has all of this, and then Life is Strange just was killing it, and then Resident Evil was an absolute show.
Man, Resident Evil
So
is
while
literally a
Metroid,
masterpiece.
so like while Metroid and uh um Halo have big names attached to them, because I feel like because they come in so late in the year, they won't be able to match how good RE and all the other games had. 'Cause RE came out like what, the beginning of this year.
What game? Oh yeah, Resident Evil, that came out like
Um,
fresh off. That thing came fresh off the morning, bro.
it was like it came out like super early, and then Far Cry came out what, like a month ago.
Yeah, I'd be lying to you, bro. Tempest, what you think?
I know I definitely. Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Far Cry release date.
Which one?
6, the one that came out.
The most recent one?
Yeah, Far Cry 6.
I know it's no older than like it hasn't been 2 weeks. I know that.
Guess I'm not sure how long it's been.
It's probably been like almost a week or a full week.
Alright, that.
Oh boy.
So switched up.
Man, Life is Strange. That's been out for a month. I know Life is Strange has been out for a month.
And I mean,
you guys.
Life is Strange. I never finished the first gameplay of it, but just based off what I've seen, and because the game is just very, very. I mean, let's just be real. The game is very, very long, and it's only so much we can see about it.
Yeah.
While you pull up,
it's like 20 minutes, almost. Not 20 minutes, like 20 hours.
I'm like, it's 20 hours. About like 20 hours. I try to watch Matt Pat from Game Theory play it, and the very first part was already 3 hours long.
Yeah, it's like a 20 to 30 hour game. Okay, so
I'm gonna say minute one more time.
Listen, my tongue just doesn't like to cooperate sometimes. But what was I about to say? Because I'm not gonna lie, the choices you picked, the ones you said were like pretty good choices. And I thought about like, wait a second, didn't one other game come out this year? But I had to look up to make sure it did. Even though I don't think it will still be as good because it's a sequel and everything. But hold on.
I feel it.
Y'all can continue talking. I'm trying to look up this game and see what came out.
Which game?
You came out.
Ooh, dude, just put me.
Oh, it didn't come out this year.
What came out? What didn't come out this year?
Oh, because it released in Japan last year. That's why. Fuck. I think it was Persona 5 Strikers. Because the Persona series, all of them have been hits from the get-go. Like, if you've ever seen gameplay for a Persona game, they're amazing. But I just remember that the Japanese version of it released in Japan first. It released in Japan first in February, but the English came out this year, so that's what they changed. Oh, they did change. It's dark now. Oh, but
I should have hit that.
Persona games are amazing. That's the game I probably want to stream my money from whenever Persona, because they are great games.
It's only 20. Bet.
Like I said.
I'm up. Oh, you asshole. Apologize for that. But,
very good.
So close to stealing the ball. Alright, but, at this point of the string and the topics and the discussions, this is when we open it up to our audience to see anything you guys like us to talk about. Whoa, God, he just put me in the blender. Oh, Lord, he hit it. Dude just put me in a whole blender. But yeah, we're gonna open up to our audience and see any questions, topics, or yada yada. Y'all put in y'all 2 cents as well. I see I got one viewer in here. Tell me what y'all think. I gave y'all a few minutes.
Funniest thing though, I was your one viewer. I was like, oh, let me do over the stream and see if you guys have to hear me. Nope. I mean, you can hear me through your stream, but like, best believe I was the only one in there. I was like, oof.
What are you talking about?
I was watching your stream. I was like, oh, I wonder how good you guys hear me. So you guys can hear me well. I'm like, I'm just fine.
He's saying that he's the one.
You're the viewer on the stream, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I was you. I was your one viewer.
Alright then, cool. I'm about to go ahead and cut it off then. Alright, y'all, let's get out of here. I appreciate y'all watching, even if it's later on. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be cool. Go ahead and say goodbye, y'all.
Bye.
Later.
What the heck, bro? All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. And we
Yeah, that
out.
one was unintentional.
Deuces.